Hi everyone, welcome back to Be Rich. Voila, I got Sashwath with me. And bonus, not only Sashwath is here, we're going to talk about an American company. So two. So Merry Christmas, everybody.
Okay, Merry Christmas. I hope all of you are enjoying your day off.
Yeah.
And maybe use this day to look at some companies for your portfolio. And one such company, because a lot of you have been asking for US stocks.
I'm asking for Sashwath. I gave you a Christmas gift.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
So I wanted to discuss a company which all of us are familiar with, even if you don't believe in their products or use them. Nike. And this is a company which I stand and live and die by because I love their shoes and I'm a big runner. And no other shoe brand has done it for me like what Nike has done. And their shoes are phenomenal for running and marathons. So, coming to Nike, I wanted to discuss the company because it's going through a sort of new life, or it's going through this change period, and it's been going through this since 2020, since when they got their new CEO. And so let's talk about Nike. I've brought some numbers and we can discuss what's going on with Nike. So I'm sure Nike for the past decade or so has been too expensive for us to even look at because it's a great brand, it's got market reputation, and it's got a huge moat, or had a huge moat, which seemed indestructible. They had athletes like Usain Bolt, they had athletes like LeBron James. Michael Jordan was famously one of Nike's biggest stars who sort of shot Nike to prominence because they scouted Michael Jordan early and they caught on to him.
There's a movie about it too.
Yeah. And so your Air Jordans have become one of Nike's staples.
And he's been nominated for an Oscar, I think, or an Emmy.
Michael Jordan?
No, he's not in the movie, man. Matt
Damon.
Yeah.
Right. They all look similar. So.
Yeah. Yes.
Coming back to the topic at hand, this is a company which has quite a bit of a moat, or maybe arguably had quite a bit of a moat, and its valuations were too expensive for us to even consider. It's one of those companies like your Nestle's and your Hindustan Unilevers in India. Just like that, you have Nike in the US. So what's been happening in Nike over the past 3 years? So over the past 3 years, Nike has been undergoing some changes. They were predominantly a retail brand, still probably are. They have a lot of retail stores.
Yes.
But it's something which Nike has been doing for a long time is unpersonalized retail companies. It's an unpersonalized retail market.
Yes.
So you have stores where you go in and then a person helps you out. There's no personal tailoring of your this thing or something like that around your community or anything like that. They didn't implement strategies like that.
No.
And now we're seeing a shift of Nike towards e-commerce. They're trying to scale down your retail stores. So if you've noticed, some of the Nike stores in and around Chennai, Bangalore, and outside of these cities as well, you see that a lot of Nike retail stores are slowly winding down or decreasing their scale. And I haven't seen any new Nike stores open up in Chennai, at least over the past maybe 5 years.
I've seen a couple of them close, actually.
Okay.
I don't know if they're going to consolidation or what it is, but it's a couple of them closed off.
I think there's one or two in TTK Road.
Yeah, there was two. Now there's only one, I think.
Yeah, there's only one.
Yeah.
So that's what's happening with Nike. And they had a huge problem during COVID because their sales sort of took a dip. But then immediately after COVID, they had a phenomenal performance.
Yes.
So the quarters of 2023, fiscal year 2022 to 2023 was amazing for them, the first 3 quarters. I have the numbers here. So the fourth fiscal quarter of FY 2023, which is 2022 to 2023, this quarter ended in May of 2023. And the sales in America only rose by 5%.
Yes.
Whereas their compared to their quarter 2 and 3, which rose at 27% and 30% respectively, their sales in the fourth quarter was quite meek. So this is something which they've been going through. And their sales in China had taken a huge dip over the past
China, yes.
Yeah, like a year ago. Their sales had taken a huge dip, and now they're slowly recovering. In 2020, 50% of their operating earnings came from China.
Yes.
And their sales slumped after that during COVID because of China's lockdown and draconian policies which they had. But surprisingly enough, over the past quarter, sales has risen in China by 5%. So without currency depreciation, their sales actually rose by 12% in China. But it's not a simple game of just saying, let's remove currency depreciation, because it has some ramifications on how consumer behavior.
Very true.
Yeah. That being said, let's also talk about their current plans. So the Nike CEO has basically said that over the next 3 years, they want to cut costs by $2 billion.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's a steep hill.
that's a steep cut. And he calls it the save to invest plan, but the market is not having it. After hours today, the market, today as in like today for us, but yesterday for them, the market fell by
And for you, few days ago.
and the shares in Nike fell by 11%.
Hmm.
And this is after Nike shares were recovering for the past 6 months because it brutally faced a battering over the past 3 years from 2021. So Nike's shares have come down by 30% from 2021, from the peak of 2021. And 30% is not a small decline in any measure.
No.
And if you end up buying Nike, then you would have lost quite a bit of money on it.
Yes.
And that's also a testament to why buying companies with huge valuations may not be a great idea, because it can swing. And when it swings, it's going to be brutal. And anything can lead to a big swing because moats don't last forever, depending on what company it is. Unless you're a unique company like ITC with, a legal structure which protects your moat. So coming to that, their competition has also risen in North America from a company called Deckers. I don't know if we have that in India. I've never heard of it in India. But apparently, their sales over the past year in Deckers has been $1.4 billion. This is for a company I've never heard of before. Maybe you guys have. But it's been eating into Nike's market share, and not just Deckers, but even Adidas, Reebok. You have Skechers, which is quite a prominent player in the sneaker market. So you have all these competitors who have started making running shoes, because Nike is still the gold standard for marathon running shoes and even just running shoes in general.
Yes.
Kipchoge, the guy who set the record for the 2-hour marathon, uses Nike especially.
Yes, and I got stuck in a written controversy also, saying that shoes are so engineered so much nowadays that it's giving a huge advantage to people who can afford these shoes.
Yeah.
That they feel runners who can't afford these shoes are being kept out.
So the funny thing is, regardless of how fast you run, if you buy Nike's most elite running shoes, your pace goes up by maybe 5% or so, which is a huge margin.
Massive.
Like in the...
Especially in long distance.
Yeah, in long distance, that really adds up.
Yeah.
And it's actually like you're wearing feathers on your feet. It's incredible technology.
I've not worn them because I'm not a runner. Sashwath is, and he has very soft, feathery feet.
Thank you. But they're abhorrently expensive though.
Yes, very, very.
And so let's talk about Nike, the company, in terms of its financial metrics. So the PE ratio is 37.8. So even after a 30% dip from 2021, the earnings have also fallen to the point where even after a 30% dip, your PE ratio is at 37.81. Or I shouldn't say their earnings have fallen, but rather they've increased so marginally that even a dip like 30% hasn't made much of a dent on their PE ratio, because it's still at 37.81, which remains quite expensive. And it's only going to get worse from here, in the sense that you have the interest rate which has been kept high for quite a while now, and it takes a bit of time for that to kick in. So consumer preferences will change over time.
True.
And they warned about, so outlook on revenue growth in Nike is that in the fiscal year 2024, which is the current fiscal year, their growth is expected to be 1%. And this is after they predicted a mid-single digit number, like 5% or 6%. They've shrunk it all the way down to 1%. And there's quite a good chance that even this 1% mark may not be met. It just takes a little bit here or there to tip the scales down to negative numbers. And after the restructuring plans which they've been bringing in, this quarter they have a $400 to $450 million charge in taxes, pre-taxes, which they'll have to pay, which is why you sort of see the shares dip by 11%. However, the question is the worst of it over for Nike? Are things going to get better? And if they do get better, then is it a buy? And that's where I'd like you to chime in.
Well, if I look at Nike charts over the last 5 years, because anything we buy, we tend to hold for at least 5 years, it's given a return of almost 67%, which is good. And I think even at this price point, which is a high valuation, even if you look at from the last half year or so, it's gone up quite tremendously. It's gone up by almost 20% from the low.
Yeah.
From September to now it's gone up by 34%, which is a huge jump. So even this 10% correction which you're talking about, I will still have to wait.
Yeah.
I will have to wait maybe till it breaks below $100 barrier. I don't know if it will happen or not. It's something you have to wait and watch. And the current climate with so much of uncertainty which is there in Europe and Middle East and worldwide, and Nike being a huge global player, it's just not an American company. You'll have to wait and watch to see what happens. Maybe keep it in a watch list.
Definitely.
And with the cycle rate still playing out, interest rate cycle rate still playing out, and the Fed giving all kinds of signals, I would say just wait and watch.
But it's definitely a company to maybe look out for because it's a great brand name.
Yeah, but this 10% correction still doesn't validate a Tiffin coffee purchases it.
Yeah.
Even if you're consuming in dollar Tiffin coffee. Because $100, the way inflation is hitting US, $100 become the Tiffin coffee range now. I read an article about a family of 4 going to McDonald's and having a meal, and they got slapped with a bill of around almost $200.
What? Wow.
It was some crazy TikTok thing which I was seeing. It was crazy. I mean, the inflation is quite rampant across US.
This 20% which you're talking about over the past half a year, what price is it in the lowest part, like the part which you're looking at?
The lowest, when was it? Below broke 100. It was at 95.
95.
Yeah, in September, you can get it for 89.
Yeah, at the lowest.
Yeah, 89.42.
On average, it's been around about.
Yeah.
But because after hours, it's fallen to $108. So.
No, then if it's getting near 100, you can definitely look at it.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't show me the price here. Okay, yeah, it's right there. Yeah, 108.
Because it's after hours.
After hours. So, but when the market opens, you have to catch it, no?
Exactly. Okay, so we've done the calculation here. They have an EPS of about $3 point something, and their after hours price at this point in which we recorded the video is 108.
Which is on what? Today is the 22nd. It's a Friday. So definitely markets will be closed. So it can be rest assured because there's a Christmas Day video. Saturday, Sunday is closed.
Yeah.
Monday is closed.
Yeah.
So Tuesday morning, you can look at.
If you are okay with the kind of.
I still think it's expensive.
Yeah, it is.
Because if you're looking at the whole American market.
Yeah. Probably
better
opportunities. Yeah.
The things which are better. I still feel like Anand says it's a diamond needle to your eye.
Yeah, but I have a soft spot for Nike.
I know. It's like my father having a soft spot for Sony. You have a soft spot for Nike. I understand. Feather feet and all that. Not all of us need feather feet,
Fair enough.
I'm just kidding. Even I use Nike and I love Nike. And where do you think he gets it from? He gets it from me and my brother.
Yeah, and we'd like to reiterate that we're not investment advisors. And,
yes, we are not. We are not.
And
this is just our own personal take on what our opinions are.
Yeah.
And please talk to a financial advisor. Think about it. And especially if you're investing from India, think 10 times because of the TCS, which is there now, what the government is levying on you. If you take dollars in a year, put all of this down together, your growth plan, whatever, think and invest. Just don't buy Nike shoes because you can just buy Nike shoes.
Yeah. And if you're planning to buy Nike shoes and you don't need it, then maybe consider buying a share instead of the Nike shoes.
No, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Considering the price of Nike shoes.
Because
it
comes up to...
It's cheaper to buy the share.
Yeah, it's cheaper to buy the share.
Yeah, every time you feel like buying a Nike shoe, buy a share.
Yeah. I should follow that advice.
Yeah. Thanks for watching the video, guys. I hope you found it fun and entertaining as always. And Merry Christmas again.
Merry Christmas.
And see you in the next one soon.
Yeah.
Bye.
So after Kuwait, my team has decided to do an event in Trivandrum. Those who are desirous of meeting me in Trivandrum can contact our team at trivandrummp@gmail.com, the mail ID given below, or the WhatsApp number given below. My team would fill in you with the details. The event would be in January 2024. It's a great privilege and honor that so many of you in thousands have subscribed to my channel and have supported me. I have written 2 books in English, The Alchemy of Money and Ordinary Stocks, Extraordinary Profits. These books are published by us and are ready. If you want to procure a copy, send us a message to the WhatsApp number given below and my team would respond to you. If you want an Amazon Kindle copy, you can click the link below. Finally, those who wish to consult with me can send a mail to berichenglish@gmail.com. Once again, I thank you for your support. If you like this video, press the subscribe button of my channel, hit the like button and turn on the bell notification.